Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
Once in a while, you run into somebody who's really doing some things that make a difference in our community. And, you know, when you serve one person, you really serve all of us. Marianne Gennaro is in the studio. She has a lot of different credentials, and one of them is the fact that she is the survivor of an abusive relationship. So it starts out not being such a pleasant thing to talk about, but she went on and she took her life and she's done great things with it, helping other people who've also had some misfortune. We're going to learn about all those things. Marianne is a volunteer with the Marion Dream Chasers Gavel Club, which I was looking at it, so I only have a surface level understanding of what this is, so I'm going to find out, and so will all of you. You're with Toasting Ocala, and I guess that's all I say. Good morning, Marianne. Nice to meet you.
Good morning. So nice to meet you as well.
I don't think I've ever had somebody so sweet before they came on the air as you've been to us. You friended us. You were expressing gratitude for being on the show before the interview, which was awesome.
Absolutely, straight from my heart.
So nice to meet you. Where are you from?
I'm originally from New York.
From New York.
I've lived in Ocala, Florida for 20 years.
Is that right? Wow.
Yes. I haven't dropped the accent yet.
Where are you from in New York? Where are you from?
I'm from Middle Village, Queens.
Okay. Very good. Well, thank you for coming in this morning. So what is the, what is it again? Hold on. I have it right here. The Marion Dream Chasers Gavel Club. What is that?
Well, we are part of Toastmasters, and if I explain what Toastmasters is, it's a gift you give yourself. It's an investment within yourself, a personal empowerment program that gives you a great return on your investment. There's no greater investment in investing in yourself, so there you have the ability to invest in others.
Why did you join Toastmasters?
I have been in business for 18 years negotiating contracts with the big boys, Aetna, United Healthcare, and it was in the confines of this room, such as this, and I would be able to negotiate wonderful contracts. And one day I was challenged to meet the doctors in person at a long conference table, 18 physicians, and I froze. I couldn't speak. And they were like, "Will the real Marianne please stand up?"
Oh, no.
And I was like, "Well, can I go in the other room and call you?" So I had a fear of talking in public and expressing myself, so Toastmasters has helped me a great deal.
Oh my goodness. Do you know where I've seen this? I was asked one time to panel like a political debate. And so there were some of the guys and some of the ladies who were running for office, and I knew them. They'd come in here. They'd be fine on the radio. But this was a televised debate. And so some of the people who were so eloquent and so smart didn't come across that way.
Absolutely.
And I felt so bad for them because, I mean, well, as a panelist, I wasn't trying to stump anybody. I had some specific questions we had to ask everybody. It wasn't like what you see on TV, the big TV. I mean, this was a local Marion County thing. But the thing is, I did see people freeze up as you described yourself. So did somebody say to you, you know, it's a remedy for this?
Well, my divine inspirational diva, I call her, is Dr. Manal Fakori. She invests in many people throughout this community. And she came to me and said, "Why don't you join Toastmasters?" And I said, "Well, what is it?" And she said, "It's public speaking. It'll be wonderful." She believes highly in investing in yourself. So I walk into this room, and there's that long conference table again with all these people. It was a nightmare. And I hadn't even given a speech, and I walked out of there saying, "This is not for me." But sometimes you have to step out of that box.
Right.
To reach the level you would like to. If I want to be a public speaker, I need to be able to speak in front of people. So I stayed in, and it was the best investment I have given myself.
Being able to speak and being able to come up with something to speak about is two different things. So are you a writer also?
Well, I believe there's stories within all of us. We all have a story to tell. And it's not stories of being victims many times. It's stories of being a testimony. When you've had an experience that may have been very, very dark, it's wonderful to not look at it as that, oh, I was a victim. I am more a testimony. I am a victory. I have taken an adversity and turned it into a victory. And that's what I have been led to the Gavel Club at the Marion Correctional Institute.
And there isn't anything better than if you're speaking to a group of people to be able to relate to them. And since you were the survivor of an abusive relationship, you had more credibility than just being a quote-unquote speaker.
Absolutely. Let me explain that a Gavel Club is someone who wants to have the Toastmasters experience but may not have the dues or the background to be able to do that. And that's where the Gavel Club
okay. So the people, so you're helping people to have the same skills you learned.
Yes.
But they might not otherwise get them because they just, their circumstances. In some cases, they're prisoners. Or are they always prisoners?
No.
No, they're not always prisoners.
No.
Okay.
This can, being able to have interpersonal skills, leadership skills, it also helps you in talking to your spouse, to your children. It teaches you how to listen. Many of us are in a fast-paced society where we don't know how to listen. And it also teaches you evaluation. Everything we do, we're evaluated on. It's how to accept corrective criticism in a kind way. That it's to benefit us, not to attack us.
If it's done right. I mean,
right, that's it.
There's some criticism, like on YouTube, we get some criticism. It's like, wait a minute. Like once in a while, we'll have somebody with the same name as a famous person, and we'll do their video on YouTube, and they'll say, I thought this was the famous so-and-so. You guys all suck. And I was like, what? What? Why are you saying that? So you know what I think, and this is kind of my philosophy, is that in our lives, whether we're born rich, whether we're born poor, we all have the trials and tribulations as part of this experience, and it's probably to make us, at the end of it all, to be a better person. Wherever we go after we're done here, we can debate that, but we all become better people along the way. I mean, unless you've done something so horrible that they're going to execute you for it, it's forgivable.
Everything is forgiveness.
Yeah.
And you're teaching the men. Let me just back up and say, I asked God to put me in a place where I can do something for His will. I had no idea it would lead me to, I call them the men in blue because they're in blue, to the Marion Correctional Facility. But that's where He led me. And when we walked in the first time, we had no idea what to expect. You have this concept in your mind about an inmate.
Right.
It is what you've read in the newspaper, what you've seen on TV and movies. When we walked in, there was 25 men that gave us a standing ovation with thunderous applause, had seats waiting for us like we were royalty, and utmost respect. At the end of it, they thanked us because when they were sitting there and counting the minutes, because we had to go through the, being scanned.
Oh, right.
They were counting the minutes and thinking, no one's going to show up. No one cares about inmates.
So what was the message you brought to them? And do you bring the message regularly?
Oh, my. There's a joke that goes on. After every Gavel Club meeting, I'll sit there and they'll say, Marianne, do you have something to say? And I will leave them with either an inspirational quote that I came across for the day, something inspiring. I want the last thought that they have when their head's on that pillow is that they are important. They are not victims. They are heroes.
We are up to the break. I guess you can hear the music. So let's take that little break. We'll find out more about the Marion Dream Chasers Gavel Club and other things that Marianne Gennaro is doing to contribute to all of us when we come back. You're listening to The Source, WOCA Ocala.
The weather is brought to you by by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Intervals of clouds and sun today with a shower in spots along the coast, the high 81 to 85. And tonight will turn out mainly clear with lows ranging from the mid-60s inland to about 73 along the coast. Tomorrow, times of clouds and sun, just a chance of a shower along the coast, high 82 to 86. On Wednesday, times of clouds and sun with a shower or two around, high 84 to 88. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
If you're anything like I was, the thought of getting older was the last thing on your mind. But here we are. For me, it started slowly. The lack of energy, never being in the mood, and when I was, I could never perform at my best. I tried the pills and other treatments with minimal results, and all but given up on my sex life. Then I found the doctors at New Male Medical Center. Wow, they made a new male out of me. Feel like I'm 25 again. I have renewed vigor, so much more energy, and no longer worry about my performance. New Male treated me like my situation was one of a kind, with a custom treatment plan that really works. I feel great. They can create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Male will help you.
Call New Male Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
We're saving thousands with Robert Palmer.
So rule number one is always shop around. Always shop around. If you're trying to get a mortgage, if you're trying to get the best credit card, if you're looking at student loans, cell phone bills, you name it, rule number one is always shop around. Always shop around.
That's rule number one, just one more vital part of fighting back to stop being a financial zombie. Yes, you can take the mystery out of the complicated world of finances. Take charge when it comes to your money. Listen in on The Source, 96.3 FM and 1370 AM, Saturdays at 12:05.
Do you live in Leesburg, Ocala, or Claremont? Are you interested in teaching, nursing, or business? If so, the University of Central Florida offers you more than a dozen programs that fit your schedule and your budget. You can take classes online or in a classroom or both. You can get ahead in your career and you can do it right in your own neighborhood. UCF has 10 locations near you. Find out more at regionalcampuses.ucf.edu.
What are the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking? Will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
All right, 12 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Marianne Gennaro is charming us right now. She's in the studio. She's talking about something. Obviously, you're very passionate about what you do and how you're helping other people. I'm guessing that's been part of your life even before you were with Toastmasters. Am I right?
I would say since I was a child. There was a gentleman who was walking down the streets in Brooklyn, New York, and he had this bandage around his head, and he may have been in a gang fight, for all I knew. I was 9 years old, and I ran in the house to get a glass of water to bring to him. So it has been a passion.
That is your spirit, then.
It's my spirit. Yeah. And I'm finally, after raising 4 children and having 7 grandchildren, it's me time.
Wow.
But you know what? And something else that just came to mind, Marianne, is that's your spirit, and we don't imagine that somebody who's incarcerated has that same spirit. We think that's the opposite spirit, don't we?
Oh, yeah. But sometimes...
But we're wrong.
You're wrong.
Right.
Because to reach the pursuit of excellence, you have to dig deep within yourself to come out with the real you, the real authentic you. And when something tragic has happened in your life, they are in there and they have to focus on what has happened. And many of them have found God, and turn their lives around, right. And now have a purpose, but they need to be reinforced. They matter.
Have you done this long enough to have somebody who has been since released and went on to do things with their lives, and they get back to you and have given you feedback on your contribution to them?
No, I have not. I'm hoping to someday. I'm in the medical billing, but my goal, my vision, my dream is to be a life coach, a facilitator, to be able to help others. So I'm hoping, my vision is that when the men leave the prison, they have a place to go. Because remember this, they are going to come to a neighborhood near you. They are going to have to wean back into society. And if they've just served 18 years, they were in there 1997, they're coming into a world of 2015.
Wow.
Okay. Well,
the whole world has changed.
Exactly. And what they're given, if they don't have family to pick them up, what they're given is $50 and a bus ticket.
Wow.
And been out of society for
that's crazy.
15, 18, 20 years.
Do you know, you said something earlier that I want to share something with you. You said that we all have this vision of who they are. I worked for the Juvenile Detention Center, and when I took the job, I imagined who these kids were. First of all, I imagined they were all black, and most of them were not. Most of them were white kids.
Yes.
I imagined they were all poor, and some of them were, but there were a lot of kids who lived in wealthy homes.
Yes.
I imagined all kinds of things, that they were not educated, and some of them were very smart. So I'm thinking that that's the same experience you're having now.
I would challenge anyone to come one meeting, just attend one meeting. We have people from very poor backgrounds, they didn't even
How do we
have
do
a
that?
chance. Oh,
we go into the prison with you?
Absolutely.
Really?
And I would love for you to do that. Just attend one meeting and you will be blown away, because you're not going to believe the courage they have, the stories they can tell you of how they arrived in prison, their vocabulary, the way they present themselves. It'll amaze you.
Does the prison send you the cream of the crop, so to speak? Are there really bad guys in it that don't come to these meetings?
There's good and bad everywhere. And the men who are coming to the Toastmaster meetings, the Gavelier meetings, they have a desire to change their lives. So it's not the cream of the crop. No one is giving them any special perks. They're not being handed any royalties. What they're doing is they have to work every week and bring us back quality speeches, evaluations, table topics, and each week they improve more and more. So this isn't a freebie. They're working for that title that they're getting right now as great Gaveliers.
So when they get out, then it's up to them to go into the community and have something like this for the community members so they can be the teachers?
Absolutely. Many of them have a vision where they would like to go out and start their own life coaching. They want to reach out to the youths that are out there that are getting in trouble right now and prevent that from happening. And who better than, you can read all the books, you can study psychology, but there is nothing like someone who has walked the walk.
So do you benefit as well? Does the teacher learn from the student in your case?
Oh, I had to give a speech in front of them. They evaluated me.
They did?
Yes, they did. And they were not easy on me. They told me I needed to be a little bit more empowering when I was giving my speech, that I had a great story, but to be a little bit more, graphic in how I felt, use more hand motions. Yes.
Really?
Yeah. And at the end of our speeches, they write little notes to us. Mm-hmm. On what they thought of our speech. I will cherish every single one of them.
Speaking is one of those things that we as humans have that no other creature on God's earth has. I mean, they make noises, but they basically mean, hey, come have sex with me or come feed me or something, right? I mean, we can communicate deeper thoughts, which is interesting about us, isn't it? So do you have an agenda with them, like a curriculum like a teacher might have?
Yes, and that's something else I wanted to touch on. The volunteers, every single one of the volunteers, there's 9 of us. This has changed their life. The men themselves came up with a Gavel College. They are like sponges. That's how much they want to learn. So the Gavel Club wasn't enough. Let's reach a higher level. And Carrie David and Lisa Riley go in there every other Thursday, and they have Gavel College. They're teaching the men how to be better speakers, evaluations. They've been taught how to use a microphone, how to use the headsets. They're being taught etiquette. When you're going out to a job interview, how you would shake someone's hand, how to present yourself on an interview. It's amazing.
Before we run out of time, Marion, you said
Yes.
you had a statement from the warden you wanted to read?
I wanted to just say that the warden feels that this has made a tremendous impact on the compound itself. Men are walking around with a little pep in their step. They're believing in themselves. They have a purpose. Every day they're thinking about their speeches, what they can do, their self-gratification, that people care about them. So this is the first Gavel Club in Marion County. They're all over. They're in Polk and Panhandle, but this is the first one here in Marion County. If I can just read the message that the men wanted everyone to hear. Please tell the ears of the listeners that there are men in prison who are transforming their lives. We are changing for the better, and this is giving us hope. We are encountering hope where once there was none. We are embracing life when once we wanted to give up. And we are engineering a purpose when once there was only prison. Tell them not to give up on us because we are not giving up on ourselves.
Oh, that is marvelous.
Is that just not powerful?
Yeah.
I believe Mark Twain said, great people are those who make others feel that they can do something great and become something great.
Absolutely. And we all have a gift.
Absolutely.
Do you know, I've said this many times, that when scientists figured out that the world was round, they shouldn't have been surprised, because every planet is round. They should have said, why would we be any different? So when human beings realize that they have a gift, they shouldn't be surprised. Every creature on this earth has a way to provide for itself, and of course humans are more complex than that, so we don't all build the same things. Like a beaver, they all build dams, you know. But we have something different. You've got something different than Robin, than me. We've all got something different, but we have something.
Exactly, and whatever small thing we may see as insignificant, it's a great thing to someone.
That's wonderful.
I didn't believe that I could mentor to the men in jail. And I hope that I have changed something in their lives, because they've changed it in mine.
But you also bring up the fact of people saying thank you again, because now in this thing of email and stuff like that, maybe people forget, to pick up the phone and say thank you and be very personal. It's really wonderful for a person just to drop a note in the mail just to express their gratitude for whatever reason.
Absolutely. One of my fellow Toastmasters sent a package here, and it contained a penny and some lavender. Lavender was to calm me down, and the penny was, I lost my brother to brain cancer when he was 34.
Oh, really?
But he left me a letter before he left, and he told me that he believed in me and that he knew I was going to make a difference in the world.
Oh, that is sweet.
So here I am.
How beautiful.
I had a dream after my father died, and my father said in my dream, whenever you see a penny, it means you're doing something right. You're doing the right thing. It's amazing how many times I see a penny, and now you just showed us
There
a penny.
you go.
You told us about one anyway. Before we say goodbye, again, do you want to give out numbers or contact information? Somebody wants to join Toastmasters?
If someone would like to join Toastmasters, come to Toasting Ocala. We welcome you, we embrace you, and that is at the Marion County Literacy Building. The phone number is 352-572-0280. Email is kdeanfl@gmail.com. And there is also Toastmasters on Facebook. So please come and join us.
We have a phone call. We'll squeeze it in real quickly. Good morning. You're on the air. Thank you for calling.
Thank you. Hi,
Yeah.
This is Kathy. I want to commend you for what you're doing, bringing Gavel Club to Marion. I have a loved one who's benefiting from the same at Everglades, and it is wonderful.
Oh, that's
As far
nice.
as turning him into a confident speaker from a person that was a little shy. Oh, they do a tremendous job. Chris
Thank
Wolf
you.
is their sponsor.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you for the call.
Thank you so
Unsolicited,
much.
by the way. Unsolicited call.
Thank you.
Marianne, Gennaro, you are a delight. You're charming. Thank you so much for what you're doing and for coming in here today.
Thank you for the opportunity, Larry and Robin.
We will take a little break. And this interview, by the way, will be on Facebook and YouTube by 2 o'clock today, so you can share it with somebody else. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, the Village.